Hi everyone, welcome back to the Puttering Penman. Today I'm going to be discussing the Pilot Kakuno. So this is a pen that I got about 2 years ago, and since then it has really become one of the favorites in my collection. I have a lot of more expensive pens and probably better looking pens, but I really like the way that this one writes. So a couple of the features here. It is well known for its smiley face nib. They have different options. This one has got the tongue sticking out. I have the entire family series of Kakunos because I like the pen so much. In the family series, they have the blue one is called the Papa. It's a smiley face with a tie on it. And then, for instance, this one is the daughter, and it's sort of got, eyelashes and a bow on it, and so on. There are other models, outside the family series, outside this clear one that one is like just a regular smiley face. You can look it up online at all the retailers, and you'll see there are a couple of options. So I'm not usually the type of person who likes that smiley face on the pens, but I just really, it's an inexpensive pen. I think it was like $12 without a converter, but it did come with a cartridge, and I have a lot of Pilot converters around anyway. So it was pretty inexpensive to just try it out, and I'm glad I did. I like it a lot. It has the same style of nib as the Pilot Metropolitan, Pilot Explorer, Pilot Prera, but the weight and balance of this pen is something that I really like, even more than those pens. So a couple of the features. This pen is designed for teaching kids how to write. As such, there are actually some, you might not be able to see it, but there's some holes on the cap, so if a child did swallow this pen cap, they would still be able to breathe. There are also those holes on the bottom. Also says Pilot in Japan on the body. There is a misconception that because of those holes that the nib dries out. That's actually not true. When you close the pen and cap it, this white seal actually seals off the nib section, so the nib doesn't dry out. This pen, sometimes sits unused for a week. I have no problem with it drying out. It just starts writing right away, so it's not an issue. This is a cartridge converter pen. I have a cartridge in it. One nice thing about this pen is that it fits the Pilot's Con 70 converter, which is a larger capacity converter, so you can use it in this pen. Another feature is that this pen features a triangular grip section, sort of like the Lamy Safari, so kids can learn how to write well and hold the pen properly. But this pen is actually less opinionated, so I actually hold with my index finger on top. The grip is a bit more hexagonal instead of triangular, so I find it much more comfortable than the Lamy Safari's grip. Another thing, this nib and feed is actually removable, just like you could do with the Pilot Metropolitan. And because of that, you can actually take the nib and feed out and rotate it any way that you want based on the comfort of your grip. So this pen is very light. I don't know the exact weight. You can look it up on retailers' websites, but it's probably like 10 grams. Whether it's posted or unposted doesn't really matter because the cap is so light. I have pretty average sized hands. You can see I have no problem posted, unposted. The pen is very comfortable. This is a good pen because it's a snap cap and you can write unposted. It's a good pen for taking quick meeting notes. It's also a good pen for taking, like writing a full page of a letter. It just fits well in all those scenarios. Okay, so now let's do a quick writing sample. This is a fine nib. and it is the clear body. The ink, in case anybody is wondering, is just Pilot Black out of the cartridge. The pen is very nice, but even though it's a fine nib, the nib is fairly smooth. I'm not going to say it's like as smooth as a medium nib or other pens, but it's very smooth. I have no problem with it. It's very pleasant. So, like I said, this pen's about $12. I think the best starter fountain pen out there right now, and it definitely worth a look if you're considering the Pilot Kakuno and you like the look of the pen, the smiley face, all great things. One downside that I want to mention, though, is that the way that this pen sits, so it's hexagonal, so it's not going to roll off the table, but because it's so light, the weight rests on the cap here, so you can actually like spin the pen around like that, which maybe that's going to be fun for some people if you're in a meeting, but when I just have this pen like sitting on my desk and I'm doing something else, sometimes I'll knock into my desk and then it'll start like jiggling and making a noise, which kind of bugs me. So I often take this pen and set it on something soft off of my desk, just if I'm not writing immediately, just so it doesn't spin around or doesn't make a noise. Other than that, this pen is great. Highly recommend it. A very inexpensive way to get a really good nib and a really nice pen. So with that, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.